Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today we are going to talk about an easy way that you can make $100 a day trading cryptocurrency. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, if you're interested in trading and would like to try out the same crypto exchange that I've been using for the last 4 years, feel free to go ahead and check out the MEXC exchange with the link in the video description down below this video. However, if you are based in the United States or possibly Canada, you may not be able to sign up simply because when the SEC started to sue all kinds of exchanges, all of these exchanges started to restrict US users so that they don't have to deal with that crap, which I don't blame them, but hopefully they'll be able to open it up someday at some point. Now, the only reason I'm able to still use it is because I signed up 4 years ago without KYC, so that's kind of why I'm still able to use it. All right, guys. So it has been a long ass time since I've made a video like this, so I figured that it was time for me to make an updated video on how you can trade the crypto market and make $100 a day. All right, now, however, keep in mind here that it will require work on your end in the form of planning your trades and mitigating your potential risks as well. And the key thing to remember here is you can't be trading blind without a plan or strategy in place, and understand that no trader wins every single trade they take either, okay? In addition, it's important to remember that crypto trading is extremely risky and you can literally lose a ton of money if you're just gambling on trades as well, okay? And for the sake of just this video, we are not sure, you will not be, for the best chances of making $100 a day, you don't want to be trading the spot market. That's going to be extremely hard to do unless you have a very large account, okay? But before I get started here, I will also mention again that, to make $100 a day, you'll need the futures market instead of the spot market, okay? That extra leverage in futures will help you to be able to multiply your profits, but you don't want to use too much leverage. Otherwise, you'll take the chance of getting liquidated very, very quickly and losing all your money if you end up, trading in the wrong direction. Now, I'm not saying that it's not possible with the spot market. It's just a lot easier with the futures market, but it is a heck of a lot riskier though, okay? Now, another thing that I want to note here is for those of you who are in the USA, this probably will not work unless you are already on an exchange that allows you to trade crypto futures. But when the SEC started suing exchanges for dumb reasons, like I was saying earlier, a lot of the futures trading exchanges started restricting US users, but there are a few smaller exchanges that do still allow users or US users, but you'll have to use them at your own risk, and I'm not promoting or endorsing them, just giving you information here, but you'll have to go through the exchanges on CoinMarketCap and find one that still allows US users, because there are still some out there. And lastly, you're going to need at least $1,000 to $1,000 to $5,000 in your trading account to make this $100 a day possible on a consistent basis, all right? This size of account will allow you to be able to trade with minimal risk and smaller position sizes. And as far as trading strategies, keep in mind that not every trading strategy works for every person either, which is why there are so many different trading strategies that do exist, because everyone's personalities are different and some strategies just simply don't work for some people, all right? So here's what I do, all right? Here's what I do to get started, all right? The very first thing that I do is I typically open up CoinMarketCap and I open up CoinMarketCap and I start with the top 100 and I filter them by 24-hour volume I filter them by 24-hour price action. I filter them by 24-hour price action, and what I'm looking for are coins that are down by a lot, because these are the coins that will be oversold and due for a reversal to the upside soon, all right? But you have to be careful with this because you also need to pay attention to overall market sentiment as well. So if overall sentiment is super bearish, we can assume that a reversal won't be happening anytime soon, and it's not worth it to try and force your trades. So you'll want to wait until the market starts to pick up. But anyway, once you find coins that are down by a lot, you want to be adding them to your trading view so that you can get a detailed look at the charts on all the time frames and mark out all of the support and resistance levels on the 4-hour chart, and then use the 1-hour chart to make your entry and exit decisions based on confirmation of trend line breaks and or bounces of support levels. So let's go ahead and check this out. So if we filter this by 24 hours and look for what's currently down by a lot, You can obviously see that, FTT is down by a lot. Jupiter is down by a lot. I'm not going to choose either Jupiter or FTX. FTX simply because you guys all know why FTX sucks. And Jupiter, there's been a lot of weird stuff happening with Jupiter lately, especially with a lot of capital inflowing into that project lately because of some airdrop stuff going on. So we're not going to choose that one either. 1,000 sats, that might be a potential option. Okay, so we will go ahead and let's see here. We will go ahead and try that one, and then we got Conflux, so CFX, and then SEI. So we'll go ahead and check 1,000 sats, CFX, and SEI and see if those have potential upsides coming. So we will go to Trading View and type in 1,000 sats. And there we go. We will add it to our list, and then we will type in Conflux, or sorry, it was CFX. And we will add that one to the list, and we will also add SEI because that was another one. So first we're going to check these ones and see where they're currently at, okay? Again, this is all part of planning your trades, you guys. This is all completely normal. This is something you got to do on a regular basis when you're trading. So when we are looking at this chart, let's see here, we can clearly see that, let's see here, we had a very big we went to the upside pretty big right there. Let's see here, we're going to go ahead and draw a trend line here and see where we're currently at. Okay, so we've got a trend line there, and then we will also add another trend line right in here as well with this very, very top. All right, so we've got our trend lines there. I'm going to go ahead and delete that one actually. We've got our trend line there, and what we want to see here is obviously we want to see a breakage to the upside. Obviously, we get a breakage to the upside above this trend line, then obviously that means we have, full bullish momentum going on right now, and we are going to potentially go even higher. But we're looking at the 4-hour chart right now. We want to look at the 1-hour chart. Now, when we're looking at the 1-hour chart, we can clearly see that we could eventually be going upwards here soon. Now the key thing to look at here that I'm looking at right now is I am looking at to see on my Bollinger Bands here whether or not price action ends up going up to this to the 20 period SMA in the Bollinger Bands. All right, if price action ends up going up to the 20 SMA on the Bollinger Bands and ends up going through it, then we've still got some pretty good bullish momentum going on here. All right, and if that ends up happening, we could end up going up and retesting this trend line again, and if that does end up happening, what we want is a trend break. All right, and that is typically what I trade, are the different trend breaks, okay? And this is all part of being patient when you are trading the crypto market. You have to be patient with this stuff, all right? This is where a lot of people end up losing money because they are not patient. They'll come down here and they'll be like, oh, okay, well, it's down a lot. It's down a lot, so I think it's going to go upwards. And they basically enter a long position, and they end up getting wrecked because they didn't wait for confirmation to see if it actually continues to go upwards or not. Instead, they just look at it and they're like, oh, it's down by a lot. I'm going to go on hopes and dreams and hope that it goes up, and boom, I'll go in, and there you go. Well, realistically, what could end up happening here is we could end up going up to the 20 period SMA, and since we are in a downtrend right now, obviously because we broke the 20 period SMA, we could end up bouncing right off of this 20 period SMA and actually dropping even more. All right, so that is why you have to be patient in this stuff. All right, now technically you could trade this all the way up to that 20 period SMA, which if you did, I mean, you'd make profit. I mean, if you did, you'd make roughly around 8%, which right there, you guys, in that 8%, if you're using, if you're entering the trade with like $500 or something like that, if you're entering the trade with $500 or $250 even, and you're using like, I don't know, even 5 to 10x leverage, which is a good small manageable amount, you will easily make roughly, $50 to $100 just in that one simple trade right there, okay? So that is what I'm talking about as far as, where you can make these different types of profits, in these smaller trades here, okay? Because realistically, I mean, this thing is going to have to retest this 20 period SMA at some point again. All right. I mean, as you guys can clearly see, when we were on the upside here, when we ended up breaking through this 20 period SMA, it ended up bouncing off of the top of the bands like usual, and it ended up going down and retesting it again, and it bounced off of it again, and then went to the top of the Bollinger Bands again, and then again, look again, it came down and retested it again, and then it went up and then retested it again. So as you guys can tell, there's a pattern here. Okay, it is always, when you're using Bollinger Bands, the price action is always going to retest that center SMA line, okay? And that is where you can make your $100 a day gains, is going back and forth and trading through these. But the one thing you have to think about here is we are pretty much in kind of like a sideways market right now. Market sentiment overall right now is not very good. Market sentiment is very, very kind of boring, to be honest with you, at the time of me filming this anyway. So that is one thing you have to keep in mind and look out for, okay? But overall, when we're in an uptrend, you know, it's always going to go up to the top band, and it's always going to come down and retest the center SMA, okay? Now, when we're in a downtrend, the same thing is going to happen, but it's going to, instead of going up, it's going to go down, and it's going to go down to the lower band, and then it will eventually go up to the center band, and we'll retest that center band again before dropping back down again. Let me find an example of that. So yeah, here's a good example of that. All right, we went down right here. We went down to the lower band, and then we ended up going up and retesting the center band again. Then we went down again and down again and down again, retesting it again, but we went through it, and there we go. And as you guys can clearly tell, there's a pattern here. We constantly go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, if you guys have heard me in the past talk about every peak has a valley, this is what I'm talking about when I say that every peak always has a valley, okay? Because literally that's exactly what's happening here, you guys. Literally every peak that we form, we are going back down and forming a valley, and we are retesting something at some point in time, okay? And you can trade these back and forth movements, all right? You can trade these back and forth movements throughout the day constantly. And if you do, you can easily make $100 a day, no problem. But you need to be using a manageable amount of leverage, okay? I don't want to see people using 50x leverage on this shit, okay? You're going to end up losing money or getting liquidated if you end up making one small bad mistake, okay? Instead, you need to be using smaller amounts of leverage. Use like 5x or 10x or somewhere in between there. That's a good manageable amount so that you won't end up losing all of your funds if you end up going the wrong way, okay? So overall here, you guys, again, trade the up and down swings here, okay? That is what you want to be looking for, all right? But overall here, that's pretty much all I have to say in this video. It's pretty simple, to be honest with you, especially when you get the hang of things and get the idea of things and how they work. Now, as far as what I was talking about in the beginning with these trend lines and the long-term trend line here on the 4-hour, these are where the big breakouts happen, okay? The big breakouts are always going to happen when we get a breakage of a trend line, okay? That is going to tell you, okay, we break through that and close above through it, we're probably going to end up heading much, much higher, and we've got a clear-cut reversal here, okay? But those are more for the longer-term swing traders, okay? If you're looking to make $100 on a daily basis every single day, move that thing to the 1-hour chart and trade these up and down swings, okay? That is what you want to be doing. Whether you're shorting or going long on each one, that is what you want to be doing. Now, again, it is risky. If you make a bad decision, you will end up losing money, and I'm not saying you're going to be able to get rich off this, but that's kind of the reality with the crypto market, you guys, because sometimes you know, we don't end up reaching the 20 period SMA again, and we don't, you know, we only end up maybe like right in this area or something like that before dropping back down again, all right? Sometimes we don't even go to the top, but you have to keep in mind, you have to take profit whenever you possibly can. But doing things this way, it's very, 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 very simple to do, and you can definitely easily make $100 a day doing this, you guys, all right? Now, if any of you guys have any questions about anything that I mentioned in this video that's related to altcoins or trading or anything like that, feel free to go ahead and reach out to me in my free community Discord server with the link in the video description down below this video, or feel free to just leave a comment on this video. I'm starting to take care of my comment section on a more regular basis, so I will be able to respond to it regularly. But overall here, you guys, that's gonna pretty much do it for this video. So I will go ahead and wrap this video up. But before you guys leave, if you haven't already and you would like to, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you never miss a new crypto and altcoin video from me on a regular basis. And hey guys, with that said, thanks again for watching.